Hi, my name is Victor Mshimba. I'm a pastor at East Chapel, and I'm also a student at the University of People doing health science, and I'm also a student's ambassador. I do health science online, completely online. I don't have to worry about doing my pastoral duties while studying. Let me just pick it up from where I ended and see how if I can shed more light, more light, and see how far we'll go. I mentioned last time about being happy, that life is not just about being happy. And how those people look after happiness, how they end up being unhappy and disappointed. So many things are going around, so many broken relationships, home, churches, communities, because there's like people are looking for where they can be happy. As a health psychologist has puts it, like happiness is a state of comfort and easy, where it's just being happy at the moment. So happiness is a temporal thing. You see, emotions, they do change. Today you can be happy, tomorrow angry. So that's why now that speaks a lot, because if you think the whole purpose of life is being happy, and you know that we are not always happy, and you'll be disappointed, because if you enter in a relationship thinking like you always be happy, like the time you diff or argue, that's the end of relationship. Those people enter in marriage thinking they always be happy. Once they meet with challenges or other issues coming, that will be the end of marriage. And people like who think like they will have happiness where at the workplace, and you find that they are getting tired every time they start thinking about changing work. So many things are going around. That's why you find those people seek after happiness. They end up being disappointed, anxious, and alone. But those people seek after meaning of life, or meaningful life. They are observed like to even do better at schools and even at the workplace, and they are seen to observe like to live longer, because their focus is not just happiness, temporal thing. They're looking for something deeper than that, which is meaningful, which is a meaningful life. So having said that, let us look at the first pillar that will help us have a meaningful life. So now here the first one is belonging. I think that one is very foundational. That's what we are all looking for. We want to belong to a certain group of people. We want to belong, to feel like we belong to the community. We want to feel like we belong to our partners. We also want to feel like we belong to our families. Belonging is what we are looking for. Yes, so like belonging begins with knowing who you are, because you should know who you are. You know that I was doing a research, and I started thinking for a moment about like a question: who are you? Last question looks simple, but have you ever wondered and think about how we describe ourselves, or what we think we are? You discover that what we think we are is how we are brought up. It is actually our home environment that had been, or that have been shaping us, and we grow up defining ourselves that way, and we love the certain food because we grew up eating that food. And sometimes if someone tells us about changing and we claim this is who I am, you find that there is a way your family background has shaped you. There is the way the community is shaping you, and there is the way, yes, the church is shaping you. So belonging begins by knowing who you are. You should know who you are first. You should discover yourself. Not how you were brought up, but your own decisions and choices. Belonging starts with making choices by yourself. Discovering who you are. Thinking about your life. Not how you were brought up, but thinking about your life and some changes. Like you make your own choices. And life, you find that sometimes the life that we are living is the life that we grew up seeing our parents living, and we are comfortable with that. Do you know that how we live in marriages is how we saw our parents living? So there is a way we can be affected that way. So it begins by knowing who you are. And if you are not saved as a Christian, belonging begins by knowing who you are, that you are a sinner who deserves punishment from God. That's how salvation begins. That's why John said that as Moses lifted the serpent, and those who look up to that serpent will be saved. That one, there was an aspect of acknowledging that I'm dying because of this poison. There was that acknowledgement. You acknowledge that you are dying, you have wronged God, you are dying, and the need to look up to that serpent so that you can be healed. So it begins by knowing who you are. When it comes to salvation, it begins by knowing who you are. Most of the times we focus on looking at others, and if I ask you a question, who is your partner, you can bring so many differences. But our focus is not on us. You find that we are slowly fading away from this, like we are fading away from our own world, and we are living. When you look at social media, like the post the blog on my blog, the post I posted about social media, the influence, you find that how you are living now is something you saw on social media. It's a life you compare yourself with someone on social media. It is not your life. And the choices you have made, even the clothes that you put on, is something that came because you were influenced by others. Maybe you are comparing yourself with others. When you look at home, you find that most of the time we don't live our lives, but we live for others. Maybe this one will come, what are they going to eat? Because you are not living the way you're supposed to live, and you end up stressing and not enjoying life. So belonging is very important. It begins by knowing who you are. Do you know that what we believe in can be seen by how we act? That one is serious. Even in Christianity, you can't say that you belong to the Lord and you believe in the Lord if the lordship of Christ cannot be seen in how you are living. Because in psychology, when we look at the psychologists, if they want to deal with your certain behavior, what they do is come up with other good behaviors that would repress your old behaviors. They are giving you something to believe in so that they can repress your old belief with the new belief, so that now you can have something you believe in, and that's something that can shape your behavior. Let me give you an example. Like, in Chambori, it used to happen. So many people stopped going to the clinic, and I was doing my research. You discover that men don't go to the hospitals because you find that how we raise children, if a boy falls, you say, you're a boy, don't cry, stand up. If a girl falls, you raise that child with love and care. So men who grow up believing they are strong. They are strong. So even if they are sick, they want to prove that they are strong, and that leads to death and not seeking medical attention. So because they believe, and that's how they were brought up. Do you know that people who smoke, some they believe that smoke can help them deal with stress? So they go and smoke. Some they believe that it makes them look, when you can tell by how they walk and how they smoke as they are walking, and if they discover that you are looking at them, they think like you are like admiring them, and they are more special than you. So there are people who believe that. So your belief can affect you. So even that's why you see some our cultures has got the way that has shaped us. I'm not saying culture is bad. A culture is good, but what I'm saying is discover yourself. Where do you belong? Belonging is very important. You want to be in a relationship. What I mean about relationship is community, church, or family, where you are valued not by what you are doing, but by just who you are. People can look at you that you are a human being. The cheap way to value us is by looking at what we do. I want you to know that we are not human doings, we are human beings. Someone should respect you just because you are created in the image of God. You belong to God. So someone should respect you just not because of what you do, but just that you are a human being. And that's why you want to belong. You want to belong to a family where they will respect you as the family member, not because you don't have money, but because you are part of them. So yeah, so that's it about belonging, and I want you to know that it is your choice. You choose where you belong. And I want you to know as I conclude that we all belong to God. It is sin that separated us from God, and Jesus came to claim his property back by dying on the cross. That's why when we die, there will be judgment. If we reject salvation, or if we reject the only way Christ has provided of going back, I want you to know that there will be judgment. So let's end here. I'll see you next time. Yeah, I just want this not to disappoint you, just to post few things, but I'll shed more light next time. Subscribe so that you can be following. Thank you very much. Bye bye. This is Victor, a pastor, Anatonist, and a health scientist. Yeah, I hope that will help you about belonging. Thank you. Bye bye.